Hey, this is Jeff with the Building Boys. By trade, I'm a chiropractor, and I own other real estate ventures such as extended stay suites and long-term rentals. One day a week, I grow my passive income portfolio. In these videos, I will be working alongside my father building our next passive income stream, a senior citizen fourplex. Watch our videos and repeat the process for yourself so you can become financially free.
Hey everybody, it's Building Boys. We're doing another video, and this one is how to install the actual bifold doors into the closet. Episode 21 is one that we already did, and that was how to install the actual jamb. Okay, so if you're just finding this channel, check out episode 21 as to how to get this jamb put in at the right dimensions and everything so that the door goes in perfectly. Okay, so you have tracks that go on the top. All this mechanical stuff goes up against the corner, and that one little single screw spot goes to the center. Okay, so you have two of those, one for each door, and each door, there's two doors for a bifold, obviously, has a bag. So do not lose this, and we're gonna go separate it all out right here. So you have all the screws, okay? Okay, everybody, we have the hardware all broken up. We got these little things. These are gonna go on the insides of the door so that when the door closes, it just kind of holds it in tight, okay? Got these little wrenches. These help adjust it after it's up because it probably won't be perfectly looking perfect. Do not throw these away. At least keep one. Knobs. I personally think these look gaudy. You know, you can stain them so that they look like the trim. I'm just going to go buy some satin nickel knobs and really get it to pop so it matches all the hinge work. Okay, we have these things. These are spring loaded. These go on the top of the bifold. So there's little holes. Pop them in there, okay? And then you have these, which have an adjustable twist. They're not very adjustable right now, so that's why I have some WD-40. I'm going to spray these because if you need to adjust these 10 years from now and they are hard to turn now, they're going to be really hard then. Screws that have like a curved top are going to be the screws that we hold the track with, okay? We do not want screws that have a curve on this when we screw this in because that curved screw will hit the door and make it stop. So that's why we also have flat screws, flat on bottom, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to mark 1.25 inches back. So I'm going to mark 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches for each track so that track sits back 1.25 inches, okay? This is the door I've already hung, but I just wanted to talk about these little brackets. These, I just haven't put them on yet, but these will go right here on each side so that when they close, these things just kind of grab each other, in lack of a better term, and holds this door still so it doesn't just flop open, okay? Gives it a little resistance. Okay, I'm going to use a permanent marker here because this is all going to be covered. Get that 1.25 inches just to make sure you can see it. Inch. 1.25 inches. All right, so remember, side that's got all the hardware, this is where that door hint goes into that I installed on the top of the bifold. Pile hole, you're dealing with this woodwork, guys. You don't want to split this one. Some bifolds have this as one full piece, but this brand does two separate ones. Really doesn't matter. So I'm using the screws that have the curve. You can use inch screw here. You have to work. It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm also going to loosen this screw. I just loosened this screw so this is free because it was over here. So when you put that bifold on, it's going to stop and not close all the way. So more importantly, keeping on the line, make sure these are just lined up. So if they're off a little bit from your 1.25 inch, that's okay. So you want to make sure these are in line perfectly. Okay, so you want to find pieces of scrap that are about the same dimension of your flooring. Since our flooring's not in yet, these are going to stay here until the flooring guy floors, because there's going to be a lot of weight right here. Okay, so if you don't have this piece of metal, this thing will sag down. So these pieces of scrap are going to stay in place until the flooring's put in. Now, if you're having carpet, obviously carpet doesn't have much structural integrity, so you are going to want to just get little pieces of wood that basically just are the same dimensions of this and keep them in there, and then they'll just carpet around those because you need something to hold that bracket in place. Okay, so now we're going to measure from the outside here to the center of this bracket. So we can tape measure out. We are at 1.5 inches, basically. 1.5 inches, maybe 1.5 inches strong. So I'll come down here and I'm gonna measure 1.5 inches back here, and then that's where I will put that screw 1.5 inches so that this bracket is right in line with that bracket. Remember, we're using the flat screws on this bracket. Okay, so we are now going to grease or oil these things so that these move a little more freely, or else this is going to be a real bear. All right, so I got my bifolds just kind of setting on the floor. So this is going to be the outside towards the wall, the right side, and the outside towards the wall on this side. This one I already have the spring loadeds on top. Go ahead and do it on this one. They're just kind of hidden behind there. Okay. Push that in. Okay, so that's pretty easy. And now we need to put these on the outside, so the one against the wall. So that's where, because there's a hole on either side, so you have to make sure as you know where you're at. So we're going to put this on that bottom, and then also on that bottom. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just hang this. Okay, I'm just trying to balance this door up in this ladder. So those spring-loaded ones, one goes right here with my finger, and the other one just goes inside the track. So you're going to want to get the top in first, and then this, which is the one I just pounded in, is going to go right in that white little peg. So it gets kind of interesting by yourself. Let's see if we can do it. So you don't want to hold here because your finger's going to get stuck in here. So you're going to try and manhandle it right here. Oh, that wasn't bad. Let's see if I actually got it. Okay, so I'm actually not in it. I'm just sitting on that piece of wood, okay? So I'll have to be kind of careful and get it popped up into that white little bracket. Here we go. Okay, so we are in. Give it a little push to lock. It's not perfect right now. A little bit more open here versus here. And as you can see, we got like a 1/4 inch here on the top and 3/4 inch on the bottom. So here, that's where this, see if I can bracket this. That little, this guy comes into play. So we got this little screw here. It's already loose. I'm gonna bring that in. Look at this from side to side. I think that looks pretty darn good. So I'm gonna now tighten this screw. Okay, and there we got it. Okay, we're just gonna do that to the other side. All right, so as you can kind of see, like this pin is where it's supposed to be, but just barely. So to raise the door, you can kind of see how that's just almost like crooked because it's just barely in there. We have to use a crowbar to pop this up. And then, I don't know if you can see that. This, we spin to make that pin longer that we pounded into the bottom of the. We're just gonna pop this up with a pry bar so we don't jam the fingers. We're gonna just turn that knob that we oiled up earlier with the WD-40. We're gonna go up about 1/4 of an inch. And since I do it on this one, we'll probably have to do the other one. All right, so now that is in there much nicer, but now I'm off a 1/4 inch or so. This one is low, so I need to bring this one up. So doing the same thing, but on the other door. Okay, I'm in the inside of the bifold closet. And yes, this is all two-tone. I did not stain the back very much because no one's gonna see it. The only time someone's gonna be in here is right now. I'm not putting these on right now because I wanna wait until the flooring is done, but I'm gonna show you how these things work. Now you would put these way at the bottom, but just because where I could get this camera, I'm gonna act like I'm putting them in here, okay? So you want these to be opposites. And when you put these in, this goes right here. And this goes right here. So you want them opposites, okay? So you screw that one in there, that one in there, so that when they shut, they connect to each other and pull each other together that way. So if the doors aren't quite flat across, which right now they actually are, they look great. But sometimes at the bottom, just because there's just not much holding these straight, when you close them, these will snap in and hold those doors in nice and flat so they look nice.